folks, we're back again.
So if you missed the end of that podcast there, we were talking about panty liners and why maxi pads are just no good anymore.
That's not supposed to be.
So I'm going to hit,
I'm supposed to talk about that.
Stop.
Warning. Following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Well, hopefully we have, ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, horror heads, and of course, the mask maniacs. Welcome to another episode of Meet Us in the Man Cave. That's right. I'm the old fart because bitches be crazy. And joining me, as always, the man who could survive a face-off with the shape himself. That's right, Mr. Phil McCracken. Yes, with some suggestive tendencies there.
I love it. Phil McCracken.
Now, tonight's episode is packed, tighter than, well, Dr. Loomis's stress level back in 1978. First up, we're diving deep into masks that's been literally rotting in all kind of, I guess you could say the right way. That's right, the rotten hero.
Yeah.
That's right, boys. This is one nasty mask. In fact, it's nasty in a gnarly kind of way. In fact, I'd say it's pretty much beautifully brutal, if I can butcher my words there. It also comes with a cool box. Why am I saying all this? Well, it's basically we're giving it away to one lucky follower. So if you've been dreaming of scaring the pants off your neighbors this Halloween, make sure you stick around. Now, on a personal note, this episode is dropping on a very special day. That's right. June 6th, today, Friday, Robert Englund, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger's birthday. And oh, yeah, it's my B-Day, too.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Where's my applaud button?
That's the ocean one, right? Oh, Lord, that was so loud last time.
I'm hitting all the wrong... I guess that's a good birthday.
You just had a rainbow wand there.
It's the rainbow. Yeah, that's right. I'm turning 55. Double nickels. And you know what? You may be asking something here real quick. Now that I think about Scott, aren't you too damn old to be collecting Michael Myers masks? Well, let me ask you this in return. Is Michael Myers too old to be out there stabbing babysitters in these suburban areas? Look, if he's cool enough to be putting on those coveralls at 60 plus, then I guess I can wear a mask at 55. So Halloween.
I don't think Michael cares. I don't think Michael cares what his age is. I don't think he's worried about anybody pulling his government license and, figuring out what his age is. I think he just does his thing, right?
He's internal. He's forever. Wrinkles and gray hair and all, he just doesn't care. So tonight we're getting into what it means to be lifelong fans of the Halloween franchise and why age just makes, scares even sweeter. Well, one more thing, Chris, I think we should also talk about, we've got a big event on the horizon. That's right, Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati between September 12th and the 14th. We're going to be there on the 13th, which of course is on a Saturday.
Yes.
And we're taking the Man Cave on the road. That's right. We're going to be recording it in a vlog style, meeting fellow horror fans, getting our nerd in full force. So make sure you follow us, subscribe, and stay in the loop because that episode is definitely going to be one for the books, or at least to put on your horror VHS shelves. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll be standing outside of probably Horror Hound in Sharonville, and I'll probably be holding my fold-up cardboard message please come talk to meet us in the man cave. I'll just write that on the I'll write that on the front. Until we can get a vendor, we'll just hold up cardboard fucking
a stand that looks like Lucy from the Peanuts.
We're the homeless
Charlie
guys
Brown.
of the horror community, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we got Rotten Hero going on, a birthday banner, and basically why fans never die from this genre. Of course, the Halloween genre. So yeah, it just keeps on getting terrifying as more time goes by. I'm using this as a age reference, if you get it.
I get it.
I
get you.
It's been very horrifying, that's for sure.
Well, hey, before you, take another trip around the sun, what do you say you tell me what you're drinking tonight?
What the fuck you drinking?
I'm actually going to go with something. It's not in season, I guess you can say.
Did they take it away? They took it away?
I'm not sure if it's on the shelves or not.
Shit. I like that.
In other words, I have bought so many random, like you don't know this, right? Bought so many different random types of beer. And I've got 2 refrigerators. Like you don't have that problem. Like here's one I haven't had in a while. So yeah, I'm gonna have the that was loud. Cool. ASMR. Yeah, the Mysticore. Sounds like something that would be good for my back right now.
Mysticore?
Good old Mysticore.
Hold up your core.
I really like these too. So, ooh. That had a good audio.
At least I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I bet your bladder is about to explode. Well, Chris and Scott, they'd like to help you out. How's that, you say? By simply subscribe, liking, and sharing to Meet Us in the Man Cave, where we can finally achieve those YouTube ads, and you can finally go take a piss.
See, that's how much we've been drinking already.
I was just joking. It sounded like you were going to the bathroom, though.
You know what? The intro to What the Fuck You're Drinking, it almost sounded like that there. So I got some backup audio there.
It's a little pea string.
This does remind me of another beer out of Indiana. You ever notice that?
Mysticore?
Yeah. It reminds me of a certain light out of Indiana. I don't want to say it because I still can't find it.
Light Show?
Yes, Blinding Lights. So, War Pigs, if you're watching, if you want some sponsorship, trust me, we'd be more than happy to.
Listen, damn it. I think their little logo would fit right with what we're doing. I think it'd be pretty cool. We could even have a little segment dedicated just to you, War Pigs.
And of course, we're going to meet Geezer himself from Black Sabbath at Horror Hounds. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
The bass player for actually, he's responsible, from what I understand, writing most of the music for Black Sabbath.
I can't wait for Horror Hound. I mean, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Are you just beer tonight?
No. I mean, no, sir, I'm not.
No.
It's the usual. I was going to go stop by the...
Maybe we should go beer, and then sidecar. Maybe we should, I don't know if that works.
What are you drinking? What the fuck are you drinking?
It is called Cavern by Branch and Bone.
Yeah. I remember seeing that in your fridge.
Branch and Bone. It's a West Coast India Pale Ale. I don't fucking understand. I remember talking about this because they got everything listed over here and they put notes up here and then they put what the actual hops are. This is the one where it was the Nectaron. The Nectaron hops. I've never even heard of Nectaron hops. I feel like they're just making it up at this point. Like, where the fuck does that hop come from? But that's neither here nor there. It's good. Your mute is on. You were muted. What was it?
There we go.
There you go. There you are. All right, so
when you get an interface that's got too many buttons, it's like, and if you don't use it all the time, it's like, shit, which button is it again? It literally has an ear icon and, of course, a speaker / something. Which one is it that shuts my microphone off?
All right, so that's the beer. Tonight we're going.
Do you hit? Oh, ooh.
We're going with the Old Fitz. Bottle and Barn. She's I mean, look at this fucking decanter, man. This thing is fucking legit. Look at the top. It's got actual like dollar signs. It's got $100 thing right there. Look. Oh my god. That's a serious cork right there.
Holy shit. Yeah, that is.
It's got I think that's Mr. Fitzgerald on the front of the dollar. What a nice Glen Clarence.
Oh yeah, that glass. See, folks, if you're watching this right now, as he's taking this first taste here, to help educate, because try to do a little bit of education here on these adult beverages. What Chris is doing, he's actually preferring his beverage neat. That's called being neat. No ice, just pour directly into the glass. And I prefer it on the rocks, which is basically ice cubes. So, and that's a tradition that's never stopped. When you go to a bar, you say, yeah, I want whatever your, let's say, bourbon or whiskey. Yeah, I want it neat. That means you don't want any ice in it. On the rocks, put some ice in that shit. There's no right or wrong to it. It's whatever you like.
I do like it neat, though. I can't... I feel like I can't get all the taste out of it if it's cold.
I see it as people... How you like your coffee? Oh, black, cream, sugar. That's how I see it. It's how it... You know what I mean? I gotta have it on the rocks because I'm normally hot. I mean, I'm normally sweating my ass off. I gotta have ice with every drink I have most of the damn time.
It's a cool fucking bottle, though. This is actually just, this is a product of Heaven Hill, but they only release it during certain times of the year.
It looks like hard stocking.
Hard as fuck to get a hold of.
Where's that out of again?
It's out of Heaven Hill Distillery, but yeah, how I actually landed on it was last year, Ohio OHLQ did a lottery. You would go to different liquor stores and you would put your name in, and they would eventually have a drawing. And if your name was pulled, then you would have the opportunity to come in and buy a rare bottle. And they only offered like 4 of these, I think. Something stupid, but yeah, I ended up getting pulled, and that's the only bottle I got. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I generally will ask Chris how the hell he's doing, but we already talked about that privately, and I think that should be. You guys don't want to hear it. It's shop talk at the JOB. So yeah, you don't want to hear. You came here to meet us in the man cave because you want to hear about the rotten mask. You want to hear about how that's right, you, a loyal follower, can win that bad boy. And of course, the other things that we mentioned, that it's Freddy Krueger's birthday. They're all celebrating today. And am I too goddamn old to be celebrating Myers shit? Am I too old? So as you're watching, you could go ahead and share that in the comments section on how you feel about that. But before we do, Chris, could you tell me, I know we discussed it already in the last podcast, a little bit more about the Rotten Hero. And I'll put a little bit of B-roll as you discuss it.
What should I go into for that? I mean, are we just catching people up on it? Because we have a whole episode dedicated to that where we dive pretty deep. I'm not sure what else I can really add to that.
That's yeah. You know what? You bring up a good point. This is something
I think a lot of Halloween fans and what we're about to see, especially the winner, and of course he's got to be making more than just one, but I think a lot of us original Halloween fans, you know, OG fans, would have rather seen something like this in a certain trilogy.
I love this little guy right here.
Yeah, it's got that Dick Warlock, you know, where the patch is wearing off right there. So as Chris, as he's showing this box right here, it's got some major character to it. And I'm looking at the material now. It looks like straw or some type of shredded material. And from what I understand from a mask maker that's here in the United States, from Death Studios, he actually recommends that you use paper instead of plastic.
Very cool, though, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just an added touch. I mean...
Does it say the Rotten Hero?
Yeah, if you want to know more about it, I'll tell you what. The link I'll have right down there. In fact, I'll even pin it in the comics section. Where you can get all the information about that Rotten Hero. Yeah, because it's kind of silly. That's my bad. I was thinking way too much about it.
No, I didn't mean anything. I just didn't know what to go into. I didn't know what to really talk about with it.
You covered it quite well with all the details. I should have thought about that earlier too.
Oh no,
because we kind of.
It's been in the case for a long time, guys. I don't even remember when I think I received that mask in like 2017. I don't even remember.
Wow, that's been a while.
I can't remember. It's been a long time. I'm tossing around the idea. We haven't even finished this giveaway, but I'm tossing around the idea of another giveaway as well. I wanted to see what we're doing this live. Obviously, we just do shit off the cuff, but Scott, I'm not sure how you feel about that, but
no, I agree. I think that's a great idea. It's a great way to give back, especially as, you know, okay, call it what you like. It's a great way for us to not only knock on your door and say, hey, look at us, meet us in the man cave. This is what we're all about. And when people take their time out of their day to click on our podcast, to me, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have to do that. So we just want to throw a little appreciation back and just kind of give you a vibe of a sense of one of the ideas, the concepts of what we do here. You know, so if you've been itching for the Myers stuff, well, there you go. You know, that's something we can give back on. And hopefully it gives us an opportunity selfishly to be more creative on what we can do with, you know, getting out the non-sharpened pencils and see if we can make it look really pretty on the masks that we color and put frizzy hair in and stuff. And you're like, ooh, I got to have that. So we're like,
I think let's
give it away.
I think that'll be worth it. I think I want to hold on to that just a little bit longer though. And I think I want to make it like a Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Halloween thing. But if someone can have a cool Halloween mask, you know, to go out and trick or treat with or mess around with his kids, you know, whatever it may be, whatever the situation may be, if you're looking for a Halloween mask, maybe this might be a cool avenue for you to take part in that, because I do think it's a cool mask. What month are we going into? June? It's probably too early for that, right?
Yeah, hey, you know what? It is June. It's also Damien's birthday right now from the Omen, so...
That'll be cool too. This one is just kind of giving back. You know, we obviously want you guys to be more interactive with us here. We believe in what we're doing here. We want to see it go further. I mean, we would love to be, you know, doing a whole hell of a lot more with this. So anything we can, we're being 100% transparent here right now, but anything we can do to generate, you know, excitement or something like that on the channel, I think it's worth it. I think it could be cool for someone. I'll give it away now. It is another 78, and I'll throw out one name for now, but the one I'm thinking about is actually a Rick Ramby.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, I think
that band is incredibly talented.
It could be cool.
Finisher, I guess you could call, is that the best way to describe it? someone who just does an incredible job of painting those masks.
Oh yeah. I actually ran into him not too long ago at a little restaurant in Troy. Caught up with him a little bit.
Yeah, those Troy folks, I'll tell you what, they're crazy. No, my son lives there. Well, he did live in there. So.
No, Rick's a good dude.
But yeah, I definitely agree in the future with more of those, especially around the season. And I was just, when you were saying that, it helped me think about the last podcast that I uploaded, where there was a few people that left comments. And, one of the individuals, in fact, I'll share it on the screen here. This person definitely has been following. So you're going to see your credit here on the screen here. Now, watch along on Halloween sounds cool because we talked about a watch along in the future. Even I left a comment. A watch along of Halloween makes sense to do it during the month of October around Halloween. So I'm sure that person gets it completely. So
I wonder if we could combine those two. Maybe we do like a watch alone or watch alone. That's the complete opposite. A watch along, but with a drawing at the same time. I wonder if that's ever kind of cool. Done.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So if any of you content podcaster creators, don't steal Chris's idea.
I'd have fun with that. I'd have fun with either one, definitely. Honestly.
I think, I mean, we could all pause it, it'd be like an intermission. Everybody runs off and takes care of the little boys or little girls' room. And then we'll come back and we'll have to find a really quick way. It's going to have to be people that are obviously there that are doing the watch along. That would make sense. Subscriber, which hint, that's one of the things you have to be when you win any of these masks. I mean, that's free. Just like you winning one of these masks is absolutely free.
Yes.
So, I mean, unless you live in Antarctica, you might have to pay for the shipping there because I imagine that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, put this in the first 5 seconds of the video. Guys, subscribe. Come on, guys.
So
it's free.
But the Rotten Hero is something that we're going to do right away. Because, I mean, it wouldn't be fair to say, well, we're just going to wait 9 months from now after the last week's video. So there you go. Subscribe. You have to be a subscriber. And how we're going to pick it, Chris, did you really enjoy on the KC4300 how you take an app on the phone and you just hit a random number, or we just pick someone that leaves in the comments section in the next 2 podcasts that we do? But we don't want to wait too long
for this drawing.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, guys, we would love to have more comments. I mean, we love when you guys comment. We love when you talk to us. I mean, that's what we're trying to get, generate the energy towards. I mean, we want a dialogue. We don't want a monologue, right? We want to talk back with you guys.
Exactly. So I think Chris and I are figuring exactly how all you have to do. Subscriber, leave a comment in this particular podcast here on YouTube. You guys know how to do that. And just say, I would love to win the Rotten Hero. You don't have to tell us why. If you want to, please tell us your story. We've got plenty of time to read it. I mean, you've seen how many people leave comments, but maybe this could be the chain reaction of so many comments,
That'd be great. That'd be great.
And then what do you say in a couple weeks we'll do we'll choose someone, and we're not going to, have favoritism. We'll figure it out. We'll just kind of all right, this one, that kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And of course, if you watched the last podcast, Chris could tell you as well as I, we already had 2 other masks because you're seeing the B-roll of that video. If you watch it, we already have 2 other winners for that. That's because, well, Chris, if you wouldn't mind finishing while I take a sip, because I like to share what we're talking about here.
That was actually kind of personal to us. It's 2 guys that we, feel a connection with. They've been great guests. They've been great guys. They're good friends in actual real life. So that's something that we promised and we wanted to give back to. So, we can't throw those up for auction or nothing like that, because we want those guys to have those masks.
Jake will be joining us at Horror Hound, which is going to be really cool because it'd be the first time we will actually meet Jake in person. And another, I'm trying to avoid belching right now into the microphone. And of course, Todd, he was a guest on here, and he's joined me a couple of times at the bar downstairs. And he just turned. I felt guilty as hell because I didn't contact him to wish him a happy 21st birthday recently. So, but you know what? I don't feel bad. I bought him a ticket to Horror Hound. So there you go, Todd. If you're watching, happy birthday. There's your ticket. So don't pay me back for the 30 some bucks. There's your birthday ticket. No, I don't feel guilty all of a sudden.
Yeah, that worked out then.
Jake, Todd, Chris, and I will be down there. And as Chris stated in the very first moment of last week's podcast.
Oh, I really want to meet Dick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I really want to meet. Yeah. Oh, God, man. That's such.
You got to get that hook in there.
That's such a cool, man. Like, I've got my Mount Rushmore that it's just like, I was getting to the point where I was worried if I was going to have Dick Warlock's signature ever. And then it was almost like a clandestine event.
Yeah.
You know, it just took place. It was naturally organic. We were just sitting here shooting the shit. Sure enough, I looked on Horror Hound and Dick's gonna be there. Oh man, I got excited.
Yeah, I was so shocked. And of course, for all of the huge Saul fans, I'm not good with names with Saul, but
Tobin Bell.
Yeah, he's gonna be there. I thought I seen hit. Okay, here's an old fart moment. You remember the 55-year-old fart, and of course, Robert Englund, he's not exactly young either. But when I seen Henry Winkler, in other words, AKA the Fonz, to me that's cool. I'm looking forward to that.
I made my girls watch. We talked about it. I made my girls watch Scream not too long ago, and and dude, when he came in there and he got stabbed, oh my God, yeah. They started cracking up. They lost it. They were like, why'd he die like that? I was like, what do you mean?
You know what? There we go. We don't have to have him because I wouldn't want to do that myself, but maybe we can have one of the girls pick out whoever leaves a comment who wants that rotten, we could just.
I'm going to ask them if they'd like to come. That would be cool.
Well, you're their dad. Have them pick out the person. That way it looks completely, unbiased. Because I don't want, anybody out there to think that, hey, they secretly know him or her.
I was never really exposed to nothing like that. I want to give those type of, I've taken him to like 5 concerts so far. We got like 2 or 3 more lined up for the rest of this year. Like, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I want to give my kids experiences like that when they're young. I don't even remember the first con I went to, what age I was,
and
I don't remember
those cons. I think anybody who's been to these horror conventions, they can tell you it's amazing how cool everybody is, how respectful everybody is at these horror conventions. They're just so glad to be there. And I think they would definitely see adults that are little kids at heart being nerds, but yet they show you in a polite way how to behave. Well, still be cool at the same time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, plus there's a lot of amazing. I tell you what, yeah, if you have a kid like their age that's into artwork, there's a lot of cool artwork. There's I know that one they do. I'm sure it's at every horror convention.
Yeah, there really is. There's lots of cool artwork.
I can hear Zach laughing his ass off in the background. I don't think it'll come up on the microphone, but he's watching something that's funny as hell. Oh, he's so lucky. He laughs a lot. You just finished or listening to your favorite podcast, Meet Us in the Man Cave, and you've asked yourself that question once again. Do I enjoy a new challenge? Well, thanks to our good friends at you could start speaking in a new language in 3 weeks. So come on, what's stopping you?
Question. Can Chris? I do it with my butt cheeks?
Imagine you're over in France and you have a very important business meeting and you bump into your cousin Stacy and you want to impress her with just one simple word. Bonjour.
In 2 weeks, you're having a very important spaghetti party, and all your Italian friends are going to be over. They're impressed with your spaghetti, but could you imagine how more impressed they will be by just simply shouting out, CIO? Your whole life, you've put it off, and it's finally come to the point where you're over in Germany and you're meeting your grandparents. Do you want to impress them by the fact that you could just simply go up to them and say, Hello? Last but certainly not least, you are stuck in a country where they only speak Spanish and you're looking for a speedway. Hey, there's a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask them. Ho, LA? Thanks to Meet Us in the Man Cave and our good friends at Baby Bella, they're going to help you speak a language in just 3 weeks. Are you still looking for that challenge? What's stopping you?
Only available at Bubba.
There you go. I think we figured out the rules. In this podcast, we'll do a couple more to give you a little bit more time. Sounds about right.
Yep.
And I'll let Chris think about it more if he wants to, or even whoever. We should get a third person to pick out who, you know what, have that person win the mask. That's all you got to do. Just be a subscriber. Follow us.
That was relatively easier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know how we were going to do that.
I thought I took your vibes, your senses, and like, we got to make this easy. We got to keep it simple, you know? So
it works.
There you go.
It works.
Yeah. And Chris had to work his ass off to get that mask originally. So
that was an interesting, man. That was a funny night, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
Like I said, if you want to know more about that mask, click on that link. That'll be pinned in the comments section as well as the description box, and Chris could tell you in that video all the details of it. That's for sure. I'd go get it now, but it's in my bedroom, and this isn't my bedroom, believe it or not. So
let's put it this way: I was still a subscriber of his at that point, and I spent about 4 or 5 hours of my night, I think, just watching him tap this screen.
I was actually thinking of the rotten. Yes, I'll put that in there.
KC, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. If you want to,
the rotten, yeah, that one was totally different. But yeah,
if you want to see me get not like pissed off like the Incredible Hulk, but if you want to laugh your ass off, if you're patient enough, I don't know the times on it, but I was getting so frustrated. You had to pick the number. It was either from 0 to 4,300. You gave me your number, whatever the hell it was. And it's not unusual for people to have more than one phone, especially if you have one that you use. And like in my case, I don't know where the hell it's at. I've got like 2 iPhones here that I still have that I've never bothered trading in. With Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, you could still use them for whatever, music or whatever. I called it the mini iPad. So I was using that, 2 of them, to try to get that number quicker. And oh my God, it took forever.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, Chris, we've talked about this. We'll probably talk about Star Dying Day. It wasn't planned. I mean, it's not, there's no way I was going to get pissed off for hours to fake everybody out and say, oh, it's Chris that won.
Yeah. And we had never, I don't think we had talked other than me in your comments section. I don't think we had ever talked prior to that. Like,
yeah, you're right. That was definitely the first time. There's no doubt about it. So, okay. Well, we've got that pretty much put to bed until the next time we talk about bringing it up. And I'm going to try my best to remind myself to put little shorts to help you guys out there. In fact, I know I will for this particular event, to help people remember what to do when it comes to Win the Rotten Hero. Yes, the box does come with it, by the way. So we got to figure out how to ship that out. I guess put it in a bigger box. Is it possible to get to be too old for this franchise, for the Halloween franchise?
No.
That's a stupid question, but I just kind of wonder. It kind of lingers to what we discussed privately, about being busy with other things in our life. And, have we had enough time? But I'm starting to sense something here between the two of us when it comes to the damn Halloween franchise and that damn latex here all of a sudden.
Mm.
It's creeping in the back of my mind again.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to take little breaks. I mean, I technically never take a break. I mean, this whole fucking room has Michael everywhere. I mean, it's I'm never going to take a break from that. It's just maybe we don't talk about it as
Stuck
much.
to my glass. Coaster. Cemetery Gate production.
Maybe we might not talk about it as much just because there's not as much excitement going on, but guys, we don't. It's right there in our logo. I mean,
yeah,
it's not going to change. You know, it's just, damn, we could talk about the video game. That's
as far as I'm concerned, people like the music too. But yeah, you guys got to love video games. Come on. Help me out here. Help a brother out.
Now, since you mentioned that, because I can actually like join those things together. Like, am I ever going to be too old to like video games? Am I ever going to be too old to like, the cars I like? Am I ever going to be too old for certain hobbies? Fuck no. No, that's never going to happen. So you asking me if you're too old to like Halloween? Hell no.
Yeah, because I've kind of got a little moral at the end of it, a little way to bookend how I feel about that. But I think a lot of people agree, but I don't want to necessarily share yet if I remember to say it at all. But yeah, you're never too old to play games, Chris. I heard recently as I listened to one of my favorite old fart radio stations, AM, in other words, the original podcast format. They talked about this woman who sadly passed away way too young. Mm-hmm. But she started apparently playing video games in her later life. She got hooked on them at the age of 60. And apparently the games that she was playing, when you play others, which you're very much used to, apparently she was very good at it and kicked a lot of people's ass when it came to playing some of these games that were like young enough to be her like great grandchildren. So yeah, I guess technically she was never too old to play video games.
Keeps me fast, man. If you're talking about hand-eye coordination and like finger dexterity, I mean, it's all built right in there. I mean, your synapses are smiling. They're firing faster. I mean, I feel like it's a mental exercise. Totally can be. I enjoy it. I'll never stop enjoying it. I don't care what anybody says.
But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it seems like when I start thinking about that a lot, I start thinking about Halloween. It's like for me, those two, I guess I didn't really sum it up, but I'm going to do it. Those two for me go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. They really do. I have a appreciation more and more for one than I do for, but in all honesty, folks, and this is coming from the old guy, when I think of Halloween, I don't think of the franchise, and this is no disrespect to anyone out there that their favorite is, let's say, Halloween 4, Halloween 6, or like, I really honestly believe my son's favorite are the Rob Zombies, because he watches them almost every night, and that's fine. Like, I'm going to judge my son for that. Hell, I'm actually proud of that. But when I think of the Halloween franchise, I always think of the original Halloween. That's just me, because that was my first experience. I kind of found I sound like, Uncle Si right now. And the reason why I say that, and I'm trying my best not to stay off subject here or bounce, Phil Robertson recently passed away. Duck Dynasty, the Duck Commander. Mm-hmm. And I watched those guys a lot on their podcast. Believe it or not. Yeah. And Si tends to repeat the same stuff over and over again, but you can't help but love the guy. You just can't help it. And I find myself saying the same shit over and over again. It's like, yes, we know, Scott, you like the original one better. We've heard you say that 100 times. Well, sorry, I don't know what else to say.
I mean, if you're still getting the same question, you have to repeat yourself. I mean, that's just
pretty much
how it goes. I wouldn't worry about that.
In all honesty, if someone were to ask me, in my head, I'm thinking there's still a part of me that when I watch the original one, and I don't watch it all the time, but when the mood strikes, there's still that part of me. I'm hoping that I either see something that I'd never seen, or believe it or not, the kid inside of me, I'm kind of hoping something different happens. I know that may for some people sound kind of like, oh, that's fucked up. But I have a feeling, Chris, you get it, and our followers get that. There's that little child of you that kind of hopes something different happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to kind of play tricks in your own head and keep things fresh. Because you know the fucking thing inside and out.
So I guess it is you're never too old for Halloween.
Nope.
Never too old.
Nope. I've introduced when I was fucking 3 years old. I'll probably watch it until I die. It's just a fact.
I'll probably be watching Dolly Parton outlive me when I die. Oh, woman, I'll tell you what, she's amazing. I don't know why I went there, but I just seen her recently. I'm like, damn, Dolly, you still look amazing. And yeah, it's plastic surgery, but at least she had the right plastic surgeons, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah.
All right.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
I almost forgot to bring this up. I sent you a link earlier, and I don't know if you'd already seen this before, but as soon as I got the email, I'm like, oh, I got to send this shit to Chris. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the
So here you go, Chris.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
Oh, curse figure. I wonder what we could do with that mask. Maybe a little.
Now. What's the size of that? Like you said, it's only $40. Just like
coming in September 2025 for $40.99, guys.
It's now. Would that be the first action figure that you would see of an H5?
6, right? The curse.
I'm so sorry. Duh, my bad. H6. See, I'm too old. I'm starting to forget my numbers and all.
So I've seen some. This is the first NECA I think I've seen, but I think I've seen 2 or 3 out in the wild. But they were always expensive. Like one was Sideshow Studios, I think it was. Oh, I'll be damned! Look at that. It's got the green blood.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to obviously be sharing the as we're discussing this right now.
It's
followers.
It's got the pumpkin.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Now I can see Chris ordering that. I actually want it now too. If you go to the website itself, I being an old person, I prefer to look at the actual on the computer screen. There's an H2 in there that has a really good. It's not the 7-inch, and if I'll most likely be sharing it here on the screen right now, but it's well, if you click on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. In other words, if I do put up here, it's an H2 that's got a pretty good artwork on the mask. But you were asking, what can we do with the mask? I think either leave it alone because of its size, or just wash it a little bit if you want to. But I like the eyes. You could see the eyes in that.
I just wonder if we could add some shadows, some details to it, because it feels kind of washed out.
Wash it. Yeah, you just wash it. I'm actually thinking about getting that ones that Trick or Treat Studios that we did in the last podcast with the H1. I actually really like that one. So that was only like $40 as well. I hope that all of you out there, even if you don't drink alcohol, right now on the count of 5, even as Chris is looking at his H6, you got to give him a break there. On the count of 5, I want everybody to go in 5, 4, 3, 2. Happy birthday, Freddy Krueger, because he turned 21, and that old fart too. Cheers, chicken cling. There you go. Cheers.
And happy birthday, Scott, is what he really meant.
You know what? Thanks to Chris and thanks to all of you, I'm actually enjoying 55 better than I did 50.
Good.
And I'll just leave it at that. Okay. I really do. Because I didn't like turning 50. And I think now that I've gotten over the hump and I'm celebrating being young again, It's kind of cool. So thank you, Chris, and thank you all the followers out there that are at least taking the time to leave a comment saying you want that damn mask. And oh, by the way, happy birthday, old fart. That's all I need. I'm happy with that. So
listen, we don't get older. We just get better.
I've been thanks to Chris and my friend Todd, both of my friends, both of my brothers. I've been acting more like a kid here lately.
There you go.
I really have been. I've been spending money where I shouldn't be spending money. Hopefully I'll look prettier here soon. Let's just put it that way. If not, if I look uglier, then it is the camera that I bought here recently.
You're gonna have to take us through a tutorial on that thing.
Yeah, if it's basically a Panasonic Luminix. It's something that that's the other side of me. That's a dork. That's a nerd. I love cameras. I love that stuff. And I'll tell you what, when they say you can never find the perfect camera, there's no lie on that. But, and I love Sonys and I love Canons, but I thought I got to try this Panasonic Luminix because every time for a good 10 years now, I'm like,
10 years.
I'm finally getting
put it off that. Man, that's impressive.
This model's not that old. It's actually an older model, but it's one particular. It's like I said, the G5. It's one that a lot of video creators absolutely love, like the G85 or GH85. This one's I'm butchering their names, but
no, I just mean
it's basically
your hesitation, your willingness to not buy it. 10 years, I would not be able to.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I bought this Canon 80D when it first came out. And people out there, they don't talk about this camera anymore. It's a workhorse. Sure, it's a DSLR. It doesn't record 4K. I don't care about that stuff. It's been a reliable camera, even when I forget to turn it off. By the way, folks, if you're still watching and listening, and if you decide to start your own video podcast, and you get a dummy battery for your camera, which is a must, don't forget to turn your camera off when you're done recording. I had this thing on for a good 3 days.
Oh my God.
So that'll tell you how a Canon 80D is.
That camera said, what the fuck, bro? Come back in the room, please.
Yes, turn me off, bitch. Bitches be crazy, you know.
Hey, do you want to talk about that or plug that? The other channel you're starting?
Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean, guys, I started a channel years ago. It was actually a goofy channel, and it's not going anywhere mainly because I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take it in a direction where, in other words, I've been doing some soul searching. And to sum it up without me going on way too much, I'm taking that channel into basically it's just Scott Kennard. It's basically, I'm calling it a niche quest. It's helping people out there, coaching them, and inspiring them to move forward. If you want to be a content creator here on YouTube or even the other social medias out there, and I'll be doing tips and tricks on the stuff that I have been learning over the years. I'll go over how I edit videos, give you tips on how to edit, even tips on what an SD card is. I know that for some of you, like, what do you mean? Trust me, there are plenty of people out there that are 40 and up that don't even know this stuff, but they've been watching YouTube for 20 years and regret not even pushing that button. Maybe because they never took the time to learn it, but now they're wanting to, because there's something I've been doing a lot of homework. Believe it or not, as you're watching Chris and I here on YouTube, 20 years have gone by since this all started. And it is one of the biggest network streaming services available. It's been the #2 search engine for so many years. Now it's actually grown past some of the streaming services that you pay for. Yes, YouTube does have a premier service that you can pay for, but as we all know, people are still waiting for that ad to skip, which we're hoping you subscribe so you can start skipping our ads. See, I planned this.
I wish I would have started sooner.
Me too.
I think when I first started like actually recording or talking about stuff, I think I looked at my YouTube account and it was 12 years old. I did not have a video on my YouTube for 12 years, at least. That's
basically what I'm going to do. Help inspire people like Chris. If you started it, what are you waiting for? And that's what that goal, that channel's going to be about, is just me helping people inspire, coach, and go forward. But believe me, all the fun stuff goes on over here. Over there, it's just me out there saying, what are you waiting for? And an occasional tips and tricks on stuff that I've learned. Shoot with your phone. Show you how to save storage on that. You know, wait a minute, this thing's filling up. What do I do? I'll show you what to do there. Stuff like that. Lighting, cameras, stuff that you could save money on. You know, inspirations. How do I even create a YouTube account? Stuff like that. So that's what I'll be doing over there. So in other words, I don't have to bother Chris about this shit every time before I hit the. Can we start talking about filters and stuff, and you know why you should shoot a wedding at a certain angle? He doesn't want to hear about that shit. So go over there if you want to hear that stuff.
I'm interested. I'm into it. There's a lot to learn, guys, and it's hard putting it all into a nice little box with a bow on top. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I'm pretty technically savvy. I'm used to technology, but I'm still going to be watching. You never know what you'll learn.
You should see Chris. Whenever we finally get to stuff that I know we're both excited, and I'm not even a car guy, even though I just bought one here recently. Well, I'm paying for one here recently. But you want to see Chris and his friends that are into cars get together? Oh my God.
It's coming.
If you like cars. Yeah.
It's coming.
If you are into it, I can't wait. Because I get to be the guy that sits on the other side of the camera for once. Yay.
We're going to have projects. Lift should be going in next month. Maybe we can document that. I'm going to try to record what I can about that process.
I can finally start getting my gimbal wherever I put it at. Put that puppy to work.
That'll be cool. Don't drink this shit. What?
I'll help you out here.
Any redeeming qualities? Is this going to get me fucked up or anything?
Folks, for you watching out there, you may have stumbled across other, podcasters out there. I mean, like the Osbournes, Steve-O. They've all had Liquid Death sponsoring their, podcasts. And, Chris and I, meet us in the man cave. We may have our first sponsor, Liquid Death. And it is October and death and, So, yes, it's Liquid Death. It's death in a can. Murder your thirst.
No alcoholic content, right? This is totally we're doing this to
kiss ass for our new sponsor, right?
It's so good, guys. Look at that can. It's fucking beautiful.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's gonna be our new thing here.
Nothing to talk about there.
Oh God. God damn.
Meet us in the man caves. High quality H2O. Pure wetness.
Drink responsibly. Only available at Bubba.
Did we just lose a sponsor?
We're back.
Sorry,
folks.
It's been like 6 of those.
Yeah. We're back. We had to take a little commercial break, and I think Chris and I have got this podcast for you all pretty much summed up in one little package here.
Makes sense.
Unless, was there anything else that's happened that you were wanting to share on this podcast? Well, before folks, my mouse died and I'm trying to figure out how to get to go on again.
Folks, he can't hit the fucking button.
Yeah, I can't. We're gonna record this podcast forever.
It's gonna go forever.
Oh man, we're already at 5 hours at this point. Yes, there's been a lot of No, it's not been that long.
So, how do you want to do the actual picking of the name? Do you want that to be during a live stream, or do you want to record a video saying this is what we did? Something tells me live stream seems more.
There you go. I guess a live stream will do it.
Yeah, it seems more real.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and as all day, I've not had an issue with my throat. Now all of a sudden, it's like, let me clear my throat. It is June 6th. Oh yeah,
that is clear my throat.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now I'm trying to think of a reference from my fuck it, it's Unchained. That doesn't even go with it. People are having. I'm gonna really butcher all this shit.
You were going somewhere. I
was trying to find a Van Halen reference, and I'm like, okay, pick out of 13 albums, but like I'm trying to brag here. Speaking of music, Chris and I, if you're a Cure fan, we are going to have a podcast coming up before the live stream of when we'll pick the winner of the Rotten Hero.
One of my favorite numbers is an 8, so let's go with 8.
Okay. So June the 28th, we're going to do a live stream podcast where not only are we going to shoot the shit and have fun, but we will obviously reveal the winter. There's no winter.
The winter storm, folks. It's rolling in early.
The winter storm. It's winter in Australia right now, from what I understand. But yes, the winter. There we go. And you've heard the rules enough by now on how to win this bad boy. And if you're a fan of H2 or the Rotten Hero, the concept of the hero mask being rotten, like I said, if you're not quite sure, check on that link of where Chris goes over it very heavily on a podcast from his old place. And you get the mask, you get the box. It's a really cool piece to even have in your collection if you don't want to wear it itself.
It's not that many out there, guys. I think there's only 25 in the world.
Damn.
Not that many. And there's only one with the box.
I was going to say 25 with the whole entire world. That's less than 1%. So do the math for one box that only exists on that. That box is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I like the box. So, I used to keep my coveralls in it. Real quick, you got any music?
I have actually been listening to stuff from the past a lot, and when I'm at home, I was listening to The Cure on vinyl, and now here we go with music. Todd was watching the last week's podcast or the week before. Yeah, it was the week before when we were talking about men's mental health, and we naturally had to bring in music, and I did the unboxing of the vinyl, the last Cure album. Right. So now Todd told me, he says, well, thanks. Now I got to, I'm paraphrasing what he said. He's got to go spend money or whatever. In other words, he's got to go buy his wife. Almost said her name. He's got to go buy his wife that album now because she really liked the red.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I like
so.
That too.
Yeah, I was listening to some vinyl, and I've been I listened to 80s alternative here lately. So nothing new. I've just been in this 80s alternative phrase for some reason. Because I'm always listening to 90s alternative. But I'm like, there's some 80s stuff that I like. It's just been a while.
Can't blame you.
And how about yourself? Anything new coming out?
I just wanted to throw some up that I did not get to in a couple of the last podcasts. Jack Van Cleef, his JVC album, so fucking good. Every song is fucking phenomenal in there. And surprisingly, like, I wasn't much of a fan, but with this album, like, Morgan Wallen, fucking I'm the Problem, man, he did good on that, dude. And ever since his SNL performance, or not performance, but guest starring, when he kind of walked out on him, I've just been really intrigued by that guy, man. He seems like a guy that I would have a beer with and just hang out with, dude. He does not like famous people. He just seems like a good old redneck. But yeah, I did not plug those two albums. I've been listening to them hardcore. They're super good. Just give them a listen, guys. Give them a try.
So there you go, folks. If you love music as much as Chris and I do, please, by all means, in the comment section, ask us to do some more podcasts on music. We love the Halloween stuff, but Man, I really enjoy those music podcasts. In fact, it seems like we haven't had one of those in a while.
I got the perfect one. We've been talking about it. Dancing around it. We need to honor the Cure.
Yeah. The Cure. Jesus. The Cure. Yeah, that's definitely coming up soon. I hope we do that. No offense to the Rotten Hero fans right now.
When's Robert's birthday? That would be a perfect.
What is that? Oh, God, yeah. If it's another 6 months, then it's going to have to be 2 episodes, one before and during his birthday.
Ah, shit. We missed it.
Okay, there we go.
April 21st.
All right. So,
damn.
Look forward to that podcast coming soon. It's a late It's an April birthday sometime. I'm hoping in June. In other words, Chris and I are going to do our best. So there you go. For you, we want you to be included in this. If you're a fan of The Cure, I want for you to right now in the comments section, please tell us that you're a fan of The Cure. Tell us why you're a fan of The Cure. And Chris, what do you think of this? Now I'm going to cut this out in case he's totally against it. If someone actually leaves a really cool comment why they love The Cure,
oh, come on.
Should we have them join us on that podcast? Yes. Okay. And we're back. I just asked them. So, Chris, what do you think of this? Go ahead.
And in addition to that comment, leave us your favorite Cure lyric. What do you think about that? That way we can judge you.
Judge you while you join us on this podcast.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I would like to talk shop on The Cure, man. Man, that'd be great.
That'd be so cool. I mean, you've got enough time. You've watching this podcast. Hopefully you're joining us right now at 1 hour and 8 seconds, or maybe I'll try to figure out a way to tweak it into it earlier. So if you're a fan of The Cure and you'd like to join us on this podcast, just all you have to do, like Chris said, tell us your favorite Cure song. That's a good way of saying you want to join us. And don't worry, even if you don't want to have your face shown, you can join us just via audio. I can help you out there. Chris can help you out there.
Yeah, or you could come in with your video and everything like that. Scott's a editing wizard. I mean, he can put up a thing to block the screen and you won't even have to worry about it, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's piece of cake. So there you go. That'd be fun to do. I really think.
Yes.
I really think so. So maybe we'll do that in a couple of weeks. Give you enough time if you're watching this now. So, oh, God, I get to join you guys on there. I'd love to talk about The Cure. And that gives Chris and I the opportunity. Or I was going to say this earlier. Chris is going to have to, I'm putting him on the spot. I'm asking Chris to do some research on The Cure, maybe some stuff that he hasn't.
I got to.
He learned something new.
I've got to.
I'm going to do this very same thing. I think it'd be very fun for the both of us. Like, this is what I learned. I mean, that takes us back to reading again, I guess.
I got to. I mean, I know the music.
You'll enjoy it.
But yeah, I'm sure there's tons more I could learn. So
I'd be like, darn, I got to do some homework on The Cure here soon. Shit.
And the same thing goes for, I mean, if we have talked about previous music, if you guys are, I don't want to throw you into the mix, but I mean, I know plenty of our listeners are Van Halen fans. I mean, if that's ever approachable, if that's something that we wanted to get into, I mean, I would be into that too. Bringing people on to talk about music would be that would be so cool. Any bands.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys want to talk about fucking DMX, I got you covered. Come on and we'll.
And I want to basically add on to that. There is no wrong. I may have my preference of music styles that I love to listen to, but I always appreciate, I don't care, man, woman, what gender, just said it, I don't care where you come from. If this is the music that you love, I want to know your passion behind it. I want to know why you love this genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that's the one thing in this world that is probably, it's part of your soul.
It's universal.
It is your soul. And if that's what makes your soul survive, then by all means share it. I don't care if it's rock, if it's country, if it's rap, if it's R&B, if it's hip hop, or no disrespect, whatever the next thing that's called today. I'm getting old. Remember, I turned 55 today. So techno, hell, I was into that shit at one time. You know,
Scott the Raver.
Alternative. Oh yeah. I still actually like listening to every once in a while, because some of that shit could be like,
I could see you.
To me, it's aggressive.
I could see you chilling out and hanging out and putting on some Sandstorm by Darude.
Yeah. And the mixing, Todd, I'm telling you what, I loved it. I wished I would have recorded some videos of him fucking mixing. He was really good at that shit. Oh God! I've seen the videos.
You gotta keep your palms together, but you gotta have glow sticks in your hand.
All I did was this. I can't do it anymore. No, I really do. I wish I had videos of Todd mixing. I know for a fact a lot of people that are into that. I mean, believe it or not, he was really good at that shit. He was. I mean, you could sit and watch him like, God, he was really good at it. I was very impressed. There's got to be a part of him that misses it. I'm not saying he's going to want to misses the nightclub scenes, but if he put two Technic turntable and everything you need, I could see him in his workshop just going to town. And I think it would bring a little bit of a, I can see it now.
I want to see that shit.
I could just see Mrs. Todd going down there like, all this takes me back. See, we're not that old. So, yeah. Chris, I think this is pretty much going to do it for this evening.
We're getting back in swing, guys. We just had some stuff we wanted to cover here, and keep subscribing, keep sticking with us, keep being more interactive, please.
I'm sure Chris gets this. I'm not welcoming trolls for comments.
I don't know. I'd even take them at this point, something. Fuck.
They're like, you guys suck. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Gee, man, Christmas. Why do you guys always talk about Michael Myers and cars and music and random shit? I got random shit up my ass, motherfuckers,
Fuck.
New cameras. What the fuck do you need a new camera? Bring out that goddamn Polaroid, bitch. I'll show you how to take a picture. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Bless.
See, I figured at that point nobody's listening or watching anyways, but it did sound pretty cool. I got my old man fart sound down pretty good.
Proud of you.
Chris looks like he's about ready to do something before I hit that button, even though I can't because my mouse is dead.
I was going to say, can you hit the fucking button?